नमः श्री चैतन्य विष्णु स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साधवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुष्ये नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So, welcome all the devotees for discussion on 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. We are continuing from verse number 66. Last time we discussed till verse number 65, a very important verse from this chapter. And before that, we were seeing the summary basically of Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna is giving the summary of Bhagavad Gita. So, we have been discussing the first section. Krishna summarized the Karma Yoga section, the first six chapters. Then second part, he summarized the Jnana Yoga section. Okay. So the Karma Yoga was summarized from Shloka 1 to 12. Okay. And Shloka 13 to 17, we discussed about the five factors of action. That topic was discussed. Mm. So Adhishthanam, Tatha Karta, Karanam, and Cheshta and Daiva. So five factors we discussed how any activity, the result of any activity is governed by these five factors. Yeah. And then next 80 to 40, we discussed about the three modes, how the three modes, we discussed various things like the determination, the intelligence, the understanding, dhriti, basically, dhriti, buddhi, and happiness in three modes. All these things we discussed. The kind of knowledge in the three modes, these all things we discussed. Mm. And 41 to 48, we discussed about the purification through Karma Yoga, prescribed duties of Varnashram. And 49 to 55, Krishna described about the summary of the Gyan Yoga section. The very famous verse we discussed there, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, Na Shoshati, Na Sukangshati, Sama Sarveshu Bhutesu Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. He concluded with this that how one can attain Mad Bhakti, Bhakti to me. And the last section, which here we are seeing currently, not last, second last section, 56 to 66. This is Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti section. So here we discussed 56 to 65. And a very nice analogy was given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur about the first six chapters of Bhagavad Gita compared to the bottom of the uh, jewel box. So the bottom was the golden part of the box, made up of gold actually. Rarely we see any box which is made up of gold and studded with jewels. But here we are seeing that the box is made up of gold. The bottom part is the Karma Yoga, the first six chapters, and that is made up of gold. And then we saw the next, that is Jnana Yoga, is the top lid. But the lid is also made up of gold, and not only gold, it has also studded jewels. So, what are those studded jewels? So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur described these two verses. 65 and 66 are the two jewels. And he described actually the 64 syllables which are there. in this two verses. Basically, each verse has 32 syllables, Anushtup Chanda. So 8 syllables per line. So 8 into 4, 32 is 65 verse. And then 8 into 4, 32 is 66th verse. So this 64 jewels are studied in the top part, which is the lid, which is made up of gold. And then we saw the inside content, the main content, which is actually protected by the top and below covering. So this is the bhakti part, the chapters 7 to 12, basically the bhakti. And among them, the highest jewel is in the ninth chapter, the most important part of devotional service, where Krishna describes very, very essential topics regarding the bhakti yoga. And that only is summarized in this section, basically. Now, what we are discussing. Last time we saw Manmana, Madhvakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. So these all limbs of bhakti, basically offering obeisances to the Lord, meditating or smaranam on the Lord. Manmana, Bhav Madhvakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. That is another anga of bhakti. Okay, Archanam. Mam Namaskuru, or offering obeisances to Krishna, his devotees. These are all limbs of bhakti, 64 angas of bhakti. When we discuss in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we will see that. So, this was the last verse we discussed. And 66th verse, which we are going to discuss, is another jewel, which is Sarva Dharman Parityajya, the very, very famous verse. So, these are the two very important shlokas in this section, 65 and 66. Okay. The process of surrendering to Lord Shri Krishna. And the last section we will see, that will be 67 to 78. And mostly we'll be able to complete that by tomorrow. Not much commentary is there on that. So that is the conclusion. And there Krishna will tell basically about these three topics. What is the glory of studying Bhagavad Gita? What one will get? Basically, that is called the Phala Prapti, or the essential uh, attainment after one has studied this book, Bhagavad Gita. So that is described in one of the sections. Then also Sanjay will also speak that wherever Krishna and Arjuna is there, there will be all victory. What are his realizations? And before that, Arjuna will also speak that ya nashto moho smritir labdva tat prasadat maya achyuta. So by your mercy, my illusion has been shattered. Smriti Labdva, and I have regained my intelligence or regained my memory. I should serve you by following your instructions. So then Arjuna will say, now I will fight. So basically, he is just playing as a uh, instrument in Krishna's hand to speak Bhagavad Gita. He is already a Nitya Siddha devotee, like that. So this we will be able to complete this last part mostly tomorrow. Yeah. So now today we will continue with the 66th verse. 65 we just completed last time. Okay. I'll share the screen. Yeah, are you able to see the slide?
Yes,
Is it visible?
Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Focus. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य माम एकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. Yeah, Pratik Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure. Yes. Thank you, Praji. Uh, Abandon Parityaja all varieties of religion, Sarvadharman, and just surrender Vraja unto me alone. Mamekam Sharanam. I shall deliver you, Moksha Ishami Tva, from all sinful reactions, Sarva Papebhyaha. Do not fear, Masucha.
Yeah, so very, very essential thing. Basically, if you remember, we discussed last time the Krishna, actually, Acharya described what is the mindset of Arjuna before these two verses were spoken. So basically, it was told that actually Krishna told Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, did you understand all the instructions that I gave you? I summarized to you, and kindly let me know if you have not understood. I will repeat them. And also, he told, please think over them. Vimrishyami etad, all these instructions, and then choose. Yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. Among all these instructions, choose one of them and follow it, like that. Krishna actually told to Arjuna. And Acharya said that actually Arjuna was deeply deliberating on what Krishna told, and he was thinking what he should do. But Krishna interrupted, like just like there is the option of interruption when we give a prompt to the AI, like ChatGPT or something. There is option to interrupt. So it's already thinking. So like that, there is option here. Krishna is assessing it, and then he is saying that actually, while he was thinking still, Acharya say that actually, Krishna interrupted, and then he says that, oh, I will make your job easy. Just do this. Man mana bhav mad bhakto and sarvadharman parityaja. That's it. And then Arjuna will speak next. Yeah, yeah, I will do what you say, and I will follow your instructions, like that. So Krishna says, just do these two things. Okay, that is very, very essential thing, as we described in the analogy. These are two jewels studded in the box. Yeah. So here he says that yes, just do this, Arjuna. Sarvadharman parityaja. So Prabhupada translates it as abandon all varieties of religion. So what is the meaning of this all varieties of religion? That will be discussed in the commentary. But there are so many other dharmas, like Bhishma Dev is describing all these dharmas while giving instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj on his arrow bed, actually. So there is Raj Dharma, Kul Dharma, Stri Dharma, and so many other dharmas are there which are described. There is one verse where he just says all these words together. So there are so many kinds of dharma which a religious person should follow, actually. That's why Krishna is saying here, and Prabhupada is translated in that way. All these kind of religious duties. Okay. Hmm. All these religious duties just abandon. Okay, then what one should do? Just surrender unto me. So this first part is the action item for Arjuna or those who are having faith in Bhakti Yoga. This is the action item, that what they should do. Okay, that will be described in the commentary, that this shloka has two parts. One is the action item for the devotees, that they should give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto Krishna. And there is also action item for Krishna. Okay, in reciprocation. That is, aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I will deliver you. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Sarva papebhyo. Do not fear. I will give you all fearlessness. So these are the two parts of this shloka which we will see. Yeah. So please see. Please read this comment. Purport of Prabhupada.
The Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and process of religion, knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, knowledge of the Supersoul, knowledge of different types of orders and statuses of social life, knowledge of the renounced order of life, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. He has described in so many ways different types of religion. Now, in summarizing Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjun should give up all the processes that have been explained to him. He should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions, for the Lord personally promises to protect him.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is first mentioning what are those different types of religions or religious duties that one should actually do. So, as I told a few names, Prabhupada is doing it elaborately, he is saying. So, he is saying Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and processes of knowledge. Actually, in Bhagavad Gita also, he has described already. Okay, so which actually Arjuna was saying in the beginning, that oh, all the kula will be lost. Actually, five reasons he gives in the beginning, right? That why he doesn't want to fight. So there are so many religious duties involved in that. Kula will be lost, kul dharma will be lost. So he is saying knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, that is the Gyan Yoga, knowledge of the Super Soul, Ashtanga Yoga, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of life, Karma Yoga. So these three are also religious duties. Okay. And then knowledge of the renounced order of life, sannyas yoga. Okay, basically this is a higher order of ashtanga yoga, yoga ruruksha and yoga rudha. So yoga rudha. Okay, and then knowledge of non-attachment. Okay, that is detachment. Okay, so sense and mind control. Okay, shama, dama, meditation, etc. Okay, so these are the various. There are so many more kinds of religious duties that one should do. A pious person should do. So he has described in so many ways different types of religion since the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, basically. So he is summarizing as we have been discussing, and then he says that surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions. Okay. For the Lord personally promises to protect him. Yeah. So Krishna himself, and we will see there will be so many references given that how Krishna only can protect actually, and not other demigods can protect. And we know that among all the gods and demigods, Mukti Pradata Sarvesham, only Narayana, Narayana Eva, only Narayana gives Mukti. Okay. Na Shiva, na Brahma, like that. There are so many quotations which will be there. Yeah, continue.
Sorry. In the seventh chapter, it was said that only one who has become free from all sinful reactions can take to the worship of Lord Krishna. Thus, one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to surrendering process. To such doubts, it is here said that even if one is not free from all sinful reactions, simply by the process of surrendering to Krishna, he is automatically freed. There is no need of strenuous effort to free oneself from sinful reactions. One should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all living entities. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him.
Yeah. So nicely Prabhupada has described here what Krishna wants to say. So he is saying in the seventh chapter it was told, there was one verse that is a famous verse, Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmana te dvanda moha vinurmukta. Hmm. So they will be only able to practice Drida Bhakti, it says. Hmm. Okay. They will be only able to practice Drida Bhakti. Who? Yesham tu antagata papa. Those whose papa has been destroyed. Jananam punya karmana. Those who have been practicing punya karmas from many lifetimes, like that. They dvanda moha vinirmukta. They will be freed from duality and illusion or attachment, those things, like that. So they will be able to practice Drida Bhakti. So obviously, Acharyas say that yeah, this is not required for entering into Bhakti, but to practice Nishtita Bhakti, the stage of Nishtha requires the process of Anartha Nivritti. Okay, that is the explanation given. A sufficient Anartha Nivritti should happen, then only Drida Bhakti can happen. Okay. So it's not required to enter into Bhakti with zero Anartha. Otherwise, there would not be a process or the step of Anartha Nivritti in the Bhakti if it was required previous to starting it. So based on that instruction, so somebody may think that, yeah, okay, first of all, he has to free oneself from all sinful reactions, and then one can enter into practicing bhakti like that. So that is not true. Prabhupada is saying that this is a doubt which is to be clarified, and here it's being clarified that you don't worry about your papa or punya, just surrender unto me, okay, and I will free you from all the sinful reactions, basically. Okay. So there is no strenuous effort required. One should unhesitatingly accept. So when one will be able to unhesitatingly accept, when one has faith in bhakti. Okay. Then only. It's not that everybody who is in pain or who needs some money or who is having some inquisitive nature, they accept Krishna as God. Okay. There are so many people who may be poor, like so many beggars are there, so many people are there in hospital who are in pain. Mostly none of them are actually practicing bhakti, or they may be wanting to practice bhakti because they are in that circumstance. Okay, they may want some other kind of uh, solution, basically. Yeah, so one should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all divinities. That will be possible only for those who have faith in bhakti. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him. That's what Prabhupada is saying. So, with faith and whatever love one has, with that one should start to practice bhakti. Yeah. Yeah, please continue.
The process of surrender to Krishna is described in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Anukulasya sankalpaha pratikulasya vivarjanam rakshati yati iti avishwaso gotrupte varnam yatha atmanikshepa kar karpanye षड विधा शरणागति. According to the devotional process, one should simply accept such religious principles that will lead ultimately to the devotional service of the Lord. One may perform a particular occupational duty according to his position in the social order, but if by executing his duty one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain.
Yeah, so very important verse Prabhupada is saying here. Actually, this verse has been quoted by all acharyas, right? Like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, and hence Prabhupada is also quoting it. So from Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatan Goswami's book. So very famous verse, Anukulasya Sankalpaha. One should accept with determination, Sankalpaha, what? Anukulasya. Those things which are favorable. And with that same determination, do what? Pratikulasya Varjanam. And also give up those things which are pratikul or unfavorable for bhakti. And third limb or third part of this thing is six limbed sharanagati is rakshishyati iti vishwaso. To have faith in Krishna that yeah, he will surely protect me. And gopatriptve varnam tatha. And he is the one who is actually going to be provider for me. Okay. He will protect me. Rakshishyati iti vishwaso. And we will see other acharyas will explain this one by one. And there will be the meaning will be more clear, and they will explain also each limb actually. So Goptripte Varnam Tatha. And then Atmanikshepa, Karpanye. To completely Atmanivedana basically is completely surrender oneself. Like the example is given of Bali Maharaj, how he surrendered to the Lord Vamanadev. Atmanikshepa, Karpanye, with all humility. Okay, Karpanya, that is humility. Um, Not having pride. Shadvidha, Sharanagati. These are the six ways or six anga of Sharanagati, like that. So, yeah, Prabhupada is making a comment on this. According to the devotional process, okay, Bhakti Yoga, one should simply accept such religious principles that will ultimately that will lead ultimately to devotional service of the Lord. So, does a devotee give up all the Varnashma limbs and all the Varnashma things just because he's devotee? He is Sarva Dharman Parityaja, he wants to give up everything. Does he give up everything? No, he need not give up. He can give up, but he need not give up, or he may not give up if it is favorable for bhakti. Okay. Those things which are favorable to bhakti in the Varnashma system are accepted by devotees. And those things which may not be favorable, whether it is in Varnashma system or it's outside it, okay, that is not accepted by devotees. Okay. Pratikulasya Varjanam. So there is nothing like devotee is having something affection for something which is material, or they don't have something which is what we say repulsion, some repulsion from material objects or material activities. No, their only consideration is whether it is anukul, it's pleasing for Krishna, and it is favorable for my bhakti. Okay, later we will see Vishwanath Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushan both will say whether such a activity is favorable for my bhakti and pleasing to Krishna. If these two criteria are fulfilled, then a devotee accepts whether it is a material object or whether it is a material activity. They will accept it. But if any of these two fulfillments are not happening, that it's favorable for my bhakti or yeah, surely both are not happening, then one will give up the activity. How much ever externally it may look that it is actually good for bhakti, it is very, very nice for bhakti. But if it is not fulfilling these two criteria, then one gives up. Okay. So Prabhupada is saying that whatever, like we have Narayana, Para Sarve, Na Kutaschana Na Vibhyati, Swarga, Apavarga, Narkeshu, Api Tulya Artha Darshinaha. So whether it is Swarga or it is Narka or it is beyond these, beyond the three material worlds, basically, Swarga, Apavarga, Narka. So whether it is liberation also, if it is becoming unfavorable for one's bhakti, then one should give up. Like Sayujya Mukti. It is beyond the Swarga and Narka. But a devotee doesn't accept it. Why? Because there is no scope for service for Krishna. Okay. So a devotee sees artha or usefulness in all these three, Swarga, Apavarga, Narka, to the degree they are favorable for his bhakti and they are pleasing to Krishna. So that's what Prabhupada is speaking here, that these religious principles are accepted only on the basis that it will lead ultimately to bhakti for Krishna. That is the only criteria one sees any activity or any object of this material world. So Prabhupada is saying further, one may perform a particular occupational duty, basically his karma or his prescribed duty he may perform according to his position in the social order, like Varna and Ashrama system. But if by executing his duty, one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain. Okay, then he will be like uh, what is that verses? Yadi it does not produce rati for Krishna, okay, then one should, well, it's like waste. And another example is given that it's like beating the empty husk. Okay, the rice grain has been taken out, then what remains is husk, and then one keeps on beating on that, then there is no use. Okay, it will not give any fulfillment. So that is what the comparison is made. If one executes his prescribed duty, but does not come to the point of attaining rati for the Lord, okay, then one should actually consider whether he should continue that activity. Hmm. So अतः पुंभिर द्विजा श्रेष्ठ वर्णाश्रम विभागसा स्वनिष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य samsiddhir haritoshanam. Okay, the haritoshanam is the main criteria of following the varnashrama system where it is said here. Atapumbir dujasreshta. Varnashrama vivaksa. Basically, the social order and the spiritual order are made up of. So, if it is not being up to the point of haritoshanam or pleasing to the Lord, then one does not have to do it. Okay. Yeah, please read.
Anything that does not lead to the professional perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness should be avoided. One should be confident that in all circumstances Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes free from all contamination of material nature.
Yeah, same thing what we discussed, Prabhupada is saying here. One should be confident in all circumstances. Krishna will protect. Rakshishyati iti vishvaso. Mhm. So that is one of the limb of Sharanagati. That one is surrendered. So the Sharanam Vraja, the word Sharanam is coming. So all the acharyas are explaining on that point of view. What does it mean to take Sharana? Basically, these six things have to be done. So that one of them is that one should have Rakshishati iti Vishwa, so have confidence that Krishna will protect. Yeah. And then Prabhupada is saying there is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and the soul together. So Rakshishyati iti Vishwaso, Gop Tripte Varnam Tatha. Krishna will see to it. This is Gop Tripte Varnam Tatha. That Krishna will provide for my needs. This is that limb. Gop Tripte Varnam Tatha. Then he says one should always think himself helpless. Atma Nikshepa Karpanyo. Okay, Karpanyo is considering oneself to be fallen or worthy of dejection, like that. And should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. Okay. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service, basically through these six limbs which were described now, to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes freed from contamination. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. That's how Prabhupada is saying here. Yeah.
There are different processes of religion and purificatory processes by cultivation of knowledge, meditation in mystic yoga system, etc. But one who surrenders unto Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. That simple surrender unto Krishna will save him from unnecessarily wasting time. One can thus make all progress at once. One can thus make all progress at once and be freed from all sinful reactions. One should be attracted by a beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all attractive. One who becomes attracted by the all beautiful, all powerful, omnipotent. This last line, okay, omnipotent vision of Krishna is fortunate.
Yeah. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. There are different kinds of religions or the yoga system, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, all this. But for a devotee who has bhakti adhikar, he has faith in bhakti yoga, for him it is not necessary. So very clearly Prabhupada says all these uh, systems which are there, the simple surrender unto Krishna will save him from unnecessarily wasting time. Okay. So for others it is very useful. Those who have faith in karma yoga, like whether they may be at the level of sakam karma or nishkam karma, for them it is very useful because it will move them from this step to the next step. And those who are Gyan Yoga, they will practice it and they will attain Brahman. Those who have faith in that path. But those who have faith in Bhakti path, for them it is waste of time. Okay. One can thus make all progress at once by practicing Bhakti and be freed from all sinful reactions. And how? So how to do and for whom to do Krishna? How is Krishna? What is his features? All these things are being said here. Yeah. 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 Please read.
There is different kinds of transcendentalists. Some of them are attached to the impersonal Brahman vision. Some of them are attracted by the supersoul feature, etc. But one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalist. In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Karma yogis, empirical philosophers, mystics, and devotees are all called transcendentalists, but one who is a pure devotee is best of all. The particular word used here, masucha, don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very significant. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto Krishna, but such worry is useless.
Yeah. So again, Prabhupada says there are different kinds of people who practice spiritual path, transcendentalists, like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. All these are spiritual path. Not that only Bhakti Yoga is spiritual. All are spiritual paths. Why? Because they ultimately lead one to something which is spiritual. Like it may be Brahman or it may be Paramatma, like that. So, but among all of them, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge, and that is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samayukta tamo mataha. So yukta tama, he should be full consciousness, with full consciousness engaged into me. Hmm. So he is best among all the yogis. Yoginam api sarvesham. So karma yogi or Gyan yogi, empiric philosophers are Gyan yogi, mystics are the Ashtanga yogi, and the devotees, bhakti yogis, are all called transcendentalists. But one who is a pure devotee means anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadi anavritam, anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. The one who does all these things, he is practitioner of Uttama Bhakti. He is best of all. Okay, he is a pure devotee and he is best of all. Hmm. The particular word Yamasucha, don't fear, do not worry. So why that word is there here? That is explained by Prabhupada. So one may simply think that, oh, yes, one may have some kind of fear. So actually the fear here is because of the first line, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. So one will have some fear in giving up all duties. Like some people say, oh, you should, actually when one takes birth, one actually has the rin or the, what we say, depth of Devarshi, Bhut, Apta, Nidam, Pitrinam. That shloka will come later. Devarshi, Bhutapta, Nidam, Pitrinam. So all and demigods and so many other forefathers, Pitris. So one has so many rin of these who have actually mm, contributed towards one attaining this material body also and sustaining this material body. So one has indebtedness for so many people. So people say actually you are indebted to forefathers, your current father, mother, parents, and so many things. And actually one is indebted. And one should actually give back in reciprocation of that indebtedness. Okay. But in what way one gives, that is as per his choice. Somebody can give it back by practicing karma yoga. Somebody can fulfill that indebtedness or you do the reciprocation by practicing some spiritual path. And the bhakti yogis, they practice the bhakti yoga to fulfill that indebtedness. And there it is said that, yeah, as the tree is nourished by watering the root. So all these Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, Apta, Ninam, Pitrinam, all these people, forefathers, everything, we are actually getting the highest fulfillment of the debt by practicing bhakti yoga. That is what is said. So one will have fear, Arey, I am giving up all this kind of dharma. So one is giving up, but he is practicing something very substantial, which is in reciprocation. That is bhakti yoga. That will be explained more later. So that worry is useless, Prabhupada is saying. So earlier Prabhupada said one thing, that the practice of other systems of other dharma is a waste of time. Correct. Last slide we saw, right? See, here he said, yeah, see the second point. He said, practice of all these yoga system, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga is a waste of time. And to have fear that I will commit sinful activity by not following the religious principles or not following the varnashrama system and all these things, then Prabhupada is saying that one should stop doing such worry because it is useless. Okay. Okay. Now we will see the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay. Somebody else can read maybe. Yeah. Nimai Rajendra Guru, you want to read?
Am I
Yes.
supposed to perform the meditation and other processes along with my varna ashram duties or without them? Giving up all duties of varna and ashrama, sarva dharman parityajya, surrender only to me. One should not say that parityajya means sannyasya, to adopt the sannyasa order, because Arjun was a kshatriya not qualified for sannyasa. As well, it should not be said the Lord used Arjuna just to instruct all other people who are not kshatriyas to take sannyasa. For Arjun was qualified to be the recipient of the Lord's instructions, which could not be taught to others. Nor should one just one minute. Nor should one explain the meaning of parityajya in this verse as merely give up all the results of activities.
Yeah. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is taking each word and then explaining the meaning. So what is the thought of Arjuna? First, that is described. So Arjuna, after hearing this verse, sorry, not after hearing, before hearing this verse. So as Krishna told that, oh Arjuna, actually you don't worry about all this deliberation and thinking about what all I have told. Just do what I'm saying. Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. All these things you do. And I will, and then you will attain all success. Like that. So Arjuna in his mind may be thinking, am I supposed to perform the meditation and other processes like described earlier along with my varnashrama duties or without them? Should I do all this manmana, bhava madbhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, all these limbs of bhakti? Should I do with my varnashrama duties? What are the varnashrama duties of Arjuna? He is a Kshatriya. So the duties of Kshatriya are described earlier. Yuddhecha apalayanam and so many things were described, right? They should be giving charity, like and then not running away from the battlefield, and all those things were described about Kshatriyas. So Arjuna is in doubt whether I should do the Manmana Bhav Madbhakto with my Kshatriya duties, or should I give up my Kshatriya duties and then only continue doing this Manmana Bhav Madbhakto, the limbs of bhakti. What should I do? So in response, Krishna is answering in this verse, understanding what is going on in the mind of Arjuna. So Krishna is answering now. The answer is Sarvadharman Parityajya. All the religious principles I told earlier, give up. So do what? What I told previously. Manmana bhavad bhaktam adhyaji mam namaskuru. Do only that. Okay. Aham tu aham sarva papebhyo moksheshyami masucha. Don't fear. I will abandon all these varieties of religions for whatever I told, like that. So that is the context. Now he is continuing. Giving up all duties of varna and ashrama, sarva dharman parityajya. The meaning of the word sarva dharman parityajya, as Prabhupada told, that give up Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. So Varna and Ashrama comes under the path of Karma Yoga basically. It's a material set which is to fulfill Karma Yoga. Like earlier we discussed in the previous session that it is for the uh, progress in Karma Yoga. So that he is saying that Varna and Ashma specifically he is pointing to by the word Sarva Dharman Parityajya. That is the meaning given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay. So one should not say that okay, this is little complicated part, these two, and may not be understood by reading once. So maybe you can put more attention. So one should not say that Parityaja means sannyasya or take sannyas. Because just now, since the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is being told to fight. Do not give up your duty, fight by various instructions. So now suddenly Krishna will not surely say that you should give up fighting, give up your Kshatriya dharma. Okay. So that is not what is meant by Krishna, by the word Sarvadharman Parityajya. So what is meant by Sarvadharman Parityajya? Vishwanath Thakur told, give up all duties of Varna and Ashrama, surrender only unto me. That is the meaning, direct meaning of this word. Give up Varna and Ashrama duties. So does it not include giving up Kshatriya dharma? Correct. One will think that I should give up Kshatriya dharma and just sit and chant. That's what Arjuna is supposed to do in the battlefield now. So now he is clarifying, one should not say that Parityaja means take sannyas, to adopt the sannyas order, because Arjuna was a Kshatriya, not qualified for sannyas. Okay, he was a Kshatriya who is not qualified for sannyas. Like in the Vedic system, only those are Brahmins. They are just generally qualified for Vedic sannyas, Veda sannyas basically. The two types of sannyas are there. One is Veda sannyas, other one is the Vaishnava sannyas. So ours is different because it's for the sake of preaching. But in the Vedic system, the sannyas was offered only to those who are Brahmins. But Kshatriya as a Kshatriya Arjuna could not accept. So what does Krishna actually mean? He is saying at one hand that, oh, give up Varna and Ashrama. On the other hand, now he is also saying me to fight. So now he is saying ahead. As well, another wrong meaning which can be taken out is this. As well, it should not be said that Lord uses Arjuna to instruct all other people. He is not saying to Arjuna, because Arjuna is Kshatriya, he is saying to all other people through Arjuna, like that. Those who are not Kshatriyas, to take sannyas. Is that the meaning? So Vishwanath Thakur is saying that is not the meaning. Why? Because Bhakto Semi, Bhakto Asi, and Sakha Cha Iti. That already Krishna told earlier, that you are the recipient of my instructions. Why? Why am I saying these instructions to you? Because you are my devotee and you are my friend. And also other places he told that you are not envious of me. Anasuya way. So you are not envious of me. That's why I am giving you these instructions, O Arjuna. And later Krishna will himself tell, actually this Bhagavad Gita should not be spoken to anybody else who is envious of devotees or these principles of Bhagavad Gita or Bhakti Yoga or me. Krishna will tell, don't give these instructions to them, like that he will say. So that's why here he is saying that, okay, one should not also give this explanation. What explanation? That, oh, Arjuna is not supposed to be given these instructions, but it is for somebody else who is not a Kshatriya to take up sannyas. That is also wrong meaning. Okay, for Arjuna was qualified to be the recipient of the Lord's instructions, which could not be taught to others. There are so many other people, those who are not Bhakta and Sakha, as well as non-envious. They should not be given this kind of instructions. Later, Krishna will also clarify it. Okay, so these two meanings are wrong. What is the first meaning which is wrong? That Parityaja means take sannyas. Okay, give up Varna and Ashma completely for Arjuna on the battlefield. Okay, that is also wrong. Okay. Okay, then how do we understand this very first point? Give up all duties of Varna and Ashrama, surrender unto me. At the same time, perform your Kshatriya duty. Is it not contradictory? Do Kshatriya duty also, but give up Varna and Ashrama also. System. So they both seem contradictory. So how to understand this? So it will be explained later how it should be done. So, but what is the second wrong understanding? That, oh, Arjuna is not the recipient. Somebody else, Krishna is telling through Arjuna, because Arjuna is Kshatriya, he should not give up Varna and Ashrama. Okay, this is also a wrong understanding. Arjuna has to give up Varna and Ashrama system, but at the same time he has to fight. Okay, so as we have seen earlier, we have discussed also earlier, Arjuna was fighting not because he was a Kshatriya. Arjuna was fighting because Krishna told him to fight. Okay, that is the difference. So it looks, okay, this is an important point. It looks like that Arjuna is following Varna and Ashrama system for others. For other people, it looks, Arey, Arjuna is fighting, so I should also fight. I should also do my duty. So, and people say also in outside people, outside ISKCON, many people say, karmani eva adhikaraste. You should perform your duty. Karma hi puja hai. But ahead, after that, they don't read Bhagavad Gita, and the next line of shloka also they don't read. Okay. So, ma karma phal hetu bhur. Just do one thing. Don't be attached to the results. That much only they read. But actually, what Krishna is saying to Arjuna is not this instruction now. What Krishna is saying, you fight because I am telling you to fight. That is bhakti. Don't fight because you are Kshatriya. By that, what will happen? You will set example for others by fighting that you are following Varna and Ashrama. But internally, you are not following actually Varna and Ashrama. You are following my order. So that is what is supposed to be done by a devotee. This is a very, very important point. So for as a devotee, do we follow Varna and Ashrama system? We don't do because we think that, oh, by giving up we will be committing some sin. We follow it because it is favorable for Krishna consciousness. Okay, and because previous acharyas also followed it, like Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur, he took up sannyas system. Before that it was not there, everybody was in the Babaji order, but Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he introduced it more externally. Okay, not internally. Externally he brought it into the Krishna consciousness movement by actually taking up sannyas order and the saffron cloth. Okay, so by that actually one has to follow in that mood. Internally, one has to do all the activities which are favorable, understanding that I am Krishna's devotee and I do only limbs of bhakti. But externally, he may be into some system as a brahmachari or as a grihastha, whatever he may be. Externally, he does it because it is followed by previous acharyas. At the same time, it is to set good example in the society, and also at the same time, it is favorable for bhakti. Okay, so this is the essence of this contradiction, which is being seeming to be a contradiction here. So internally, one is doing it as a devotee, externally to set examples like that. Okay. So more elaborately, this same principle will be discussed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. Like many times the question comes, so should one do the Shraddha for their forefathers? Sometimes it is done yearly, sometimes at the time of the death of parents, or so many other tithis which come. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it. In what consciousness he did it? So there we will be discussing more in detail of this principle. What is internal thought process and what is external? Okay. So last line is, nor should one explain the meaning of parityaja in this verse as merely giving up all the results of activities. One should not also say that, we studied earlier, right? Karma Yoga, ma karma phal hetur bhu, that you should not be attached to the results. That's what Krishna is saying by sarvadharma parityaja. That is the meaning. That one should give up the attachment to the results. That is also wrong. Why it is wrong? It will be told now, because there is no sin in giving up the results or the attachment to the fruits. Sin is when one gives up the activity. That's what Krishna is saying. Sarva dharman parityaja. He is not giving sarva phalan parityaja. He is saying give up the activity. So sinful thought or sins, the thought of sin comes only when this point is brought that yes, I should give up the activity. The fruits giving is not a actually sinful thing. Okay, that's what is prescribed for Nishkam Karma Yogi. Okay, that he will say now. We'll read this. Yeah, please continue.
For it is said, Devarshi bhutapta nrinam pitrinam nayam kinkaro nayam nrini cha rajan sarvatmana yah sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parihritya kartam. Anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation, and has taken to the path in all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, 5th chapter, 41st verse.
Yeah, so this is a verse we discussed earlier actually. The Rina, or those which are our forefathers, or all those who have been providing us this body, or they have been a cause for this body in some way. Because if there were no forefathers, then there won't be any father. There is no father, there won't be us. Okay, so all and those who have been providing nourishment for this body currently also, we are indebted to all of them. Okay, so the list is given here. And for all of them here it said that anyone sarvatmana iha sharanam sharanyam. Sarvatmana, very important word, with whole consciousness or complete consciousness one has taken sharana. Okay, not half-hearted. Little bit for Indra, little bit for Chandra, little bit for Shiva, little bit for Krishna. Okay, this much, little bit I am doing surrender to all. Not like that. Sarvatmana, completely. One has surrendered to whom? Mukundam. Okay. Then for them, this all indebtedness is nullified for them. Okay. Yeah, continue. Just read the translation.
A person who gives up all fruitive activities and offers himself entirely unto me, eagerly desiring to render service unto me, achieves liberation from birth and death, and is promoted to the status of sharing my own opulences. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, 29th Chapter, 35 verse. तत्त्वं कर्माणि कुर्वीत न विद्येत यावता मत्कथा श्रवणादौ वा श्रद्धा यावन्न जायते. As long as one is not satiated by fruitive activity and has not awakened his taste for devotional service by Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23, one has to act according to the regulative principles of the Vedic injunctions, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.20.9.
Yeah, so now Vishwanath Thakur has told some explanation, right? He has told these meanings that, oh, what should be understood from it, what should not be understood from it, correct? He told few things. So for that, what is the reference, somebody may ask, from where Vishwanath Thakur is saying all these things? So for that, he is giving a reference from Srimad Bhagavatam first, that one who has attained or taken up to the lotus feet of Shri Krishna, performing bhakti, for them, he is actually uh, not obligated. Okay. He feels obligation, but how he reciprocates is by practicing bhakti. Okay. So obligation is always there, but the fulfillment is through bhakti yoga, like that. This is one reference. Then two more references again from Krishna's instructions to Uddhava. He gives. And this second one is more important. Tavat karmani kurvita. One should tavat, till then, karmani kurvita, perform karma or prescribed duties, or one should say as varna and ashrama system, one should follow. Na nirvidyeta yavata, until unless one has attained nirvidyeta. Nirvidyeta, here it is told by satiation of fruitive activity. Nirveda is detachment basically. So one has attained satiation, or one is like, oh, it's enough. Till then, one should do karma. Not only nirvidyata, there is another side also should be there to give up the karma and yoga system. What is that? Mat katha, shravana, adav. That in these things like mat katha, shravana, hearing, reading, chanting, shravana, kirtanam, smaranam, padasevanam, all these basically limbs of bhakti, adav. He should also have faith. Shraddha, yavan na jayate, until unless he has developed Shraddha. Okay, faith. In what things? The limbs of bhakti. That means basically he is practitioner of bhakti yoga. For him, he should give up tavat karmani kurvita. He should give up. He should do. But basically, it is saying that one should do the karma and yoga systems. One should follow the varnashma system. One should follow till when? Until unless one is satiated. At the same time, develop faith in bhakti. This is simple meaning of this verse. Okay, both should happen. Not that, oh, yes, I had enough suffering in the material world. I want to give up all these things. Yeah, some people say that by practicing bhakti, tektva sudharmam charnamujam harer, bhajan na pakko atha patet tato yadi, yatra kva va avadram abhud amushyakim. What is abhadra in all these things? In giving up the swadharma. If one actually falls away, also no problem. Some people say like this, I will also do like that. No, no, no. It's not possible for anybody and everybody. He should be bhajan. He should be doing bhajan. He should be having faith in bhakti. For them only it is applicable. That is the explanation of that verse. Not that anybody in this world we can tell. Give up your job, give up your occupational duty, give up your parents, and give up all these things. Parents, nobody should give up. Even Bhakti Yogi, they take care. But giving up occupational duties and everything should not be told to anybody in this world. It is only specifically applicable to bhajan apakva tha patitya to yadi. If one is apakva, he is immature in his bhajan. First of all, he should be qualified for bhajan. He should be practicing bhakti yoga. That is explanation of Vishwanath Chakravarti of this verse. Okay. So one should not immaturely tell that yes, you give up your work, give up your everything material what you are doing. So then what will happen? He will neither practice bhakti because he did not have faith in bhakti, nor he is doing his religious duties and occupational duties. So then who is doing sin? That person who gave instruction, he will also gain the sin, and the person who followed the instruction, he will also gain the sin. Both will share the sin. Okay. So the qualification is he should have faith in bhakti, and then if he is satiated with the karma yoga, then he can give up the karma system. That is the meaning of this verse. Tavat karmani kurvita. Okay, let's go ahead. One more reference he is giving. Please read. Just read the English translation.
He perfectly understands that the ordinary religious duties prescribed by me in various Vedic scriptures possess favorable qualities that purify the performer, and he knows that neglect of such duties constitutes a discrepancy in one's life. Having taken complete shelter at my lotus feet, however, a saintly person ultimately renounces such ordinary religious duties and worships me alone. He is thus considered to be the best among all living entities. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.11.37.
So this is again from the 11th canto. So agya eva gunan doshan maya adishtan api swakan dharman santyajya यह सर्वान माम भजेत सच सत्तमः सत्तमः. He is the highest of sat means satam prasango mama virya samvido. Satam is basically devotees. He is the greatest of the devotees, sattamaha, who mam bhajet, who is doing my bhajan. Okay. And what else he does? Agya eva gunan doshan, and considering all the guna and dosha, on my order, maya adishtan, on my adesha basically. What he does? Dharman santyajya. He completely santyajya, like here is they said parityajya. Sarv dharman parityajya. Similarly, the verse here is dharman santyajya. Completely giving up what? Sarvan dharman. Yah sarvan dharman santyajya. One who has given up sarvan dharman, on whose order? My order, maya adishtan. Given that he is doing my bhajan, mam bhajet. If he is having faith in bhakti, on my order, then he gives up all the varna and ashrama duties. He is greatest of the devotee. That is what Krishna is saying. Okay, to Uddhava. Okay, that is the meaning of this verse. Yeah. Please read.
The meaning of the word should thus be explained using all these statements of the Lord with no contradiction. The meaning can indeed be understood correctly by the prefix pari, which means completely. Surrender only to me, mam ekam sharanam braja. This means that there should be no worship of devatas, ashtanga yoga, jnana or dharma or other elements in that surrender.
Again now Vishwanath Chakravarti is continuing the explanation he gave earlier, the contradictory statements and the misunderstanding of the verse. What can be the misunderstanding? The meaning he is saying, in a sense, that meaning of the word should thus be explained using all these statements. Which word? Basically what was being discussed, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, the Parityajya. It is not sannyas, taking up sannyas. That is not the meaning he is saying. Okay. What is the meaning of then Parityajya? Pari. What is the meaning of Pari? He says completely. Just like we have in the circle, there is circumference. So that circumference is called paridhi. Or there are many words. This pari is used. Okay. So which means completely. Okay. Like that. To completely cover something is called pari. Okay. So that is a suffix used here. Sorry, the prefix used here. Parityajya, just like in the last verse we discussed now. Santyajya, similarly here parityajya, completely giving up. It's not having little bit here, little bit there, little bit following this yoga, a little bit worshipping that demigod, like that. Completely one should give up. Okay, surrender completely unto me. Mam ekam, only to me, like that. So two times this thing has come. One is the word pari, completely, and ekam, mam ekam, only to me. So two times in one verse, Krishna is emphasizing that means. He is saying two times means he is emphasizing that only to me. This means that there should be no worship of other devatas or following of other yoga system or things like that. Okay. Yeah, continue.
Previously, I have said that you were not qualified for Ananya Bhakti, the highest type of bhakti, and that you were qualified for Karma Mishra Bhakti. When I said, whatever you do, whatever you eat, do it as an offering to me. But now, by my great mercy, you have qualifications for Ananya Bhakti. That Ananya Bhakti can only be attained by the causeless mercy of my Ekantika Bhakti. Though that is a rule I myself have made, I am now giving the mercy myself, breaking my own vow, as I did in the fight with Bhishma.
Yeah, so now he is continuing and saying, uh, previously Krishna had told Yat Karoshi, Yadashnasi, Yadjuhosi, Dadashi, Yat Tapasyasi Kaunteya, O Kaunteya, the son of Kunti, Tat Kurushva Madarpanam. That is the Karma Yoga. Basically, oh, whatever you do, now you offer it to me. That is Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga we discussed last time, right? One actually offers it first, then it starts the activity. Okay. So that is the meaning of Bhakti Yoga described. But here Krishna told earlier to Arjuna in this verse that, yeah, whatever you already do, offer it to me now, or part of the fruits to me, like that. But that was previous status of Arjuna. Basically, not Arjuna, the reader of the Bhagavad Gita who is going through those chapters like that, or those sequence of instructions like that. Arjuna is already a pure devotee, but took taking him as an instrument of the knowledge. So, but now by my mercy, you have given the qualification for Ananya Bhakti. So generally Krishna says that Brahmand Brahmite kono bhagyavan jeev Guru Krishna prasade paye bhakti lata beej. So the mercy of Guru and Krishna, by the mercy of Krishna, one attains a Guru. By the mercy of Guru, one attains a Krishna. So first one has to attain a Guru. Then only one can attain Krishna, right? So first who comes in our life is Vaishnavas or the Siksha and Diksha Guru. They only can give us the knowledge of Bhakti and the Bhakti itself. So that is the general rule. But here Krishna is saying, I made an exception for you. Okay. By giving you Bhakti myself. Krishna himself does not give Bhakti actually. He gives it through the devotee. And who is the devotee? That is a Madhyamadhikari. Also, Madhyamadhikari has he is a preacher. Okay. So, and he classifies people into different categories. Okay. So, Ishware, Tadadhineshu, Balisheshu, Tushastucha. Four categories. That is, obviously, if one is Krishna, Ishwara. For them, he has Prema. Tadadhineshu, those who are his devotees, Maitri. And then those who are Balisha, for them, Kripa. And those who are Dushastu or envious, Upeksha. Like that. That is, Madhyamadhikari generally gives the bhakti. Yeah. Yeah, continue.
And by following my orders, you should not fear some loss on your part in giving up Nitya and Naimittika karmas. The order to perform these Nitya karmas was given by me in the form of the Vedas. Now I am ordering you to give them all up completely. Is there sin? Is there sin in not performing your Nitya karmas? No. Rather the opposite. In performing Nitya karmas, you will commit sin because of disobeying my direct order. If someone surrenders to you, he becomes dependent like an animal purchased for a price.
Now he is bringing more deeper point, going deeper into Karma Yoga practitioners, Nitya and Namitta Karma, their prescribed duties, those which are done daily, like Sandhya Vandanam, are described for him, worshipping or meditating on first one's Guru, then the deities, and then Krishna or Vishnu, like that. And the Namittik karmas, like for obtaining a putra kamishti yagya is done. For attaining particular nimitta, basically particular fulfillment of a desire, certain yagya is done, like som yagya for obtaining heaven, like that. So these are different yajnas which are done for a particular purpose. They are called naimittik karma. Krishna is saying give up both daily duties as well as occasional duties, naimittik karma. Krishna is saying give up both. So the order to perform the nitya karmas was given to you by me earlier, right? Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhosi dadashi yat, all these things and previously of that. So now I am only ordering you to give them up. Now why did Krishna change his stance? Why is speaking, keeping two different instructions? Because his instruction was given earlier because he was at the level of Karma Yoga. Now Krishna told, right? Previous slide. Krishna is saying, now by my mercy you have gained qualification for Ananya Bhakti. Now you have got upgradation for Ananya Bhakti. Now you don't have to do all these things. What you have to do only? You have to do only my Bhakti. So now Arjuna may have a question in his mind and we may have a question. By giving up our daily duties, by giving up the worship of our Kul Devta and all these things, are we not going to commit sin? So Krishna is saying, no, rather the opposite. By doing those activities, you will commit sin. Why? Because you are not following my order and also you are not following the practices of your faith. You are qualified for Bhakti Yoga, you should do only Bhakti. That is the qualification, and we will see in the next slides, part from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where it is described that Angas of Bhakti, and it is described that one who actually does not follow the Angas of Bhakti is actually committing sin. Okay. One who does not do the Angas of Bhakti is actually committing sin rather than when he does not do the Varna and Ashrama duties. That time there is no sin. But if somebody does not do the Angas of Bhakti, then he is committing sin, like that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu describes. So that is in short coming here. We will see it in detail actually. So if someone surrenders to you, he becomes dependent. What is the example? Like an animal purchased for a price. Like sometimes people go to the market and purchase a bird in the cage. Okay. So the bird is purchased and then it is kept in the cage. What it eats, whatever the master gives. And what it speaks also, sometimes the master trains him to speak something only. So it speaks also that, like that. So here another example, animal purchased for a price. Whatever the master gives him to eat, that only he will eat. Or wherever the master takes him to graze, that only place he will go. Whenever the master milks him, that time he will give the milk, all these things. Yeah, continue.
He does whatever you make him do. If you put him in one place, he stays there. If you offer him food, he eats. These are the characteristics of surrender.
Yeah, so this is what a devotee is also supposed to do. Okay, that's why this being told here. What is the meaning of Sarv Dharman Parityajya? Give up all varieties of duties and do what? Whatever Krishna is saying. Yeah, yeah. Continue.
But the Vayu Puran says Anukulya means. Should I read this, Prabhuji, or direct
No, no,
translation?
just read the English translation.
Anukulya means conduct which is pleasing to the Lord and according to the scriptures. Pratikulya means the opposite. Bhoktritva means to think of the Lord and no one else as one's protector. One should have faith, vishwasaha, that in times when one's own existence is threatened, the Lord will give protection. As in the case of Gajendra or Draupadi. Nikshepanam, Nikshepanam means employment of one's gross and subtle bodies for Krishna's service. A karpanya means that one should not make a show of one's own humility. Surrender, Sharanagati, consists of performance of these six items in relation to the Lord.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah, so these are the six limbs of bhakti, which is described here. Is my voice breaking? No, no.
No,
Okay,
Guruji.
yeah.
No problem.
Anukulyasya Sankalpa. So we discussed this verse earlier. A slightly different meaning given here from Vayu Puran by Vishwanacharya Thakur. Okay, what I explained earlier was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation. So slightly different meaning, but almost the same. Anukulya, the conduct which is pleasing to Lord and according to the scriptures, favorable for bhakti basically. Pratikulya, that means which is opposite of favorable to bhakti, unfavorable. Gopatriptva, okay, that is uh, fourth. That is meaning to think of the Lord and no one else as one's protector. Okay. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gopi Bhartur Pad Kamalayoha Dasa Dasa Anudasaha. Who is our master? I am Das of which Krishna? That Krishna who is Gopi Bhartuhu, who is the maintainer of the gopis, like that. So similarly, that same dhatu, Gopi, uh, sorry, Bhartuhu. Okay, so that same thing is being said here. That's the fulfiller or maintainer, yeah, maintainer of a person. And then Rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. So one should have faith that in times when one's own existence is threatened, the Lord will give protection, like that. This is thirdly. Example is Gajendra. We know the story. Draupadi also, when she was being disrobed in the open assembly, Krishna himself came to protect her, though invisible. Nikshepa, okay, means employment of one's gross and subtle bodies for Krishna's service. Okay. And akarpanya means not making a show of one's humility. Yeah. So one should not feel that some kind of joy or satisfaction when one is said that, oh, Prabhuji is very humble. Hmm. So one feels some kind of joy. So that is having little bit of false humility in that. Okay, we are obviously trying to become actually humble, and one who is actually humble will actually feel that yes, I am fallen. Like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and all the acharyas, basically Sanatana Goswami. Actually, Sanatana Goswami never used to go from the front side of the Jagannath temple side because thinking that oh somebody may actually get touched, and then he used to go from the hot sun and the hot sand of the Jagannath Puri, the ocean beach. So that is actually humility. Okay, like that. Surrender consists of these 6 items. Yeah, yeah. Continue.
Then, starting today, if I surrender to you, I should then do whatever you say, whether it is good or bad. If you make me perform dharma, then I will not worry at all. But if you engage me in adharma, since you are the Supreme Lord and can do what you want, then what will happen to me? Please tell me. I will free you from all sinful reactions, from whatever reactions exist from the far past and recent past, and from whatever reactions arise from acts I will make you perform in the future.
Hmm. So yeah, very important thing. Now we may also have this question in our mind, and Krishna and Vishwanath Thakur is saying what Krishna and Arjuna are also conversing. Okay, he has put it in a conversation. So like that. So then starting today, Arjuna is saying, now I will surrender to you. I should then, you just told that Sarvadharman Parityaja, I should be like an animal who has been purchased. I will do like that. I should then do whatever you say, whenever it is good or bad. Hmm. So if you make me perform dharma, I will do. And if you tell kill my guru janas and my elders and my own family members, I will not worry at all. I will do. I will kill them like that. But if you engage me in adharma, since you are the supreme, then what can I do? Then what will happen to me? Please tell me. Will I incur some sin like that? Arjuna will think. So Krishna is replying, I will free you from all sinful reactions. And Prabhupada very nicely, he actually gave practical example that, yeah, just like a army person, he would kill so many soldiers of the opposite army, but he is not being penalized for killing them. He is actually awarded and rewarded. Okay, Param Veer Chakra if he loses his life and all that, like that. So like that you should understand. Prabhupada actually taught this. So from whatever reactions exist from the far past and recent past, one should not think, oh, maybe Krishna will take care of only this life, what I have committed sin, not previously. No, he is saying everything. Sarva papebhyo. The word used is sarva papebhyo, not this life only. Okay, all the sins, past, recent, and surely whatever one may do sin in the future by mistake. Okay, devotee never does it knowingly, but by mistake, if he does anything, he will be protected by Krishna. Okay, like that. And from whatever reactions arise from acts, I will make you perform in the future. Okay, I will absolve all of that, like that. Yeah, please read.
That is not impossible for me to do, though it cannot be done by anyone else to whom you surrender. Taking you as the means, I am giving instructions to the whole world. Do not feel grief for your own welfare or that of others. May you and all other people, giving up all dharmas, your own and everyone else's, absorbing your thoughts and actions in me, surrendering to me, remain in contentment. I myself have accepted the burden of freeing you from sin and freeing you from samsara.
So Krishna is saying it's not impossible for me, though it cannot be done by anyone else. Nobody else can give you liberation or give you freedom from all this papa like that. To whom you surrender. Okay, taking you as the means. And is it meaning that only Arjuna is benefiting from this instruction? No. Krishna says, I am giving these instructions to the whole world. But the whole world is not the all population of this world. That we will see later. Krishna only will tell that this does not apply to the whole world, but only those who are qualified for accepting this instruction. Okay. So those who are having faith in bhakti, in this instruction, that give up all your prescribed duties and I will protect you, those who have faith in this, only they should be given this instruction and only they will benefit from it actually. Like that Krishna will tell. The whole world has a like asterisk mark here. Yeah. So do not feel grief for your own welfare and thinking that, oh, giving up all dharmas, you will commit some sin and all these things. No, I will uh, make sure that you are freed from all sins. Okay, just absorb your thoughts and actions in me. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Just do what I have told, like that. Okay, yeah, continue.
But I carry the burden of supply and maintenance of those who desire constant association with me and who, thinking only of me, worship only me. Bhagavad Gita 9.22. Do not lament thinking, oh, I have thrown my own burden on my master. It is no strain at all for me, who am most affectionate to my devotee. Nothing else remains to be instructed. Thus, the scripture has been concluded.
Yeah, so ananyas chintayantam mam. Ananya means no other thought. Any other thought is not there. Ananya. Anya is not there. That's why it's called ananya. They are thinking of me how? Without having a second thought. Ye janaha, such people, paryupasate, worship me in this way. Tesham nitya abhiyukta nam. I am nitya abhiyukta. Eternally or always, yeah. Every moment associated with them. Nitya abhiyukta nam. Yoga and Kshema. Vahami aham. I see to them whatever is needed by them and their kushala, Kshema. I see to that also. Whatever is needed for them and everything for their maintenance, everything I myself. Okay, in that commentary, actually, Vishwanath Thakur and Baldev Bhushan say it's not that Krishna arranges through somebody. And they quote the story of Arjuna Acharya, that how Krishna personally supplies the ingredients needed for the devotee, not through some agent. Okay, or maybe through some through the devotee. Okay, so do not lament. Okay, so don't think that I have thrown my own Krishna. Somebody, a devotee, may think, oh, Krishna is taking up all the burden of my sin, like that, and he has to undergo so much of strain. So he's saying, no, 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 there is no strain for me at all. Okay, and it's just, and Baldev Devushan will explain more about this. It's just very, very insignificant for me, like that Krishna is telling. The scripture has been concluded. So where is the end of Bhagavad Gita? This is the end of Bhagavad Gita actually. Vishwanacharya Thakur is concluding the Bhagavad Gita here only. Okay. So after this, nothing else remains to be said. Scripture has been concluded. Okay. So that's what. These are the highest instructions of Krishna. And later is just realizations of Arjuna and Sanjay, like that. Okay. Yeah. Any questions what we discussed till now on the commentary of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Yeah.
these six limbs of bhakti explained by acharyas and also by you. तो Prabhuji, इसमें this Lakshati, Vishwasa and Gotrupte Varan. So even the last part which we discussed, it is not burden on Krishna. That is all we understood. But sometimes we feel that are we becoming I mean, is it a false confidence like, okay, Krishna will protect me? I mean, is it a expectation on Krishna? Like Krishna has to protect, Krishna has to provide. So is it like that? So how to, I mean, are we on that stage or we are just uh, having that, okay,
False
Krishna,
confidence that,
yeah,
yeah, Krishna
yes,
will protect actually.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Krishna here, that one's what is the instruction given here, for whom it is being given? Correct. That is the question basically. Whether this instruction is applicable for the sadhaka also, that is the question, right? I think correct. Yeah. So now we will see Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary also. So the very beginning, Krishna told actually, I will free you of all the sin. Okay. So, and also if you see that very beginning, he is saying this part. I think Prabhupada told, no? Hmm. See here. In the seventh chapter, it was said that only one who has become free from all sinful reactions can take to worship of Lord Krishna. Correct. Thus, one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to surrendering process. To such doubts, it is said here that even if one is not free from all sinful reactions, simply by the process of surrendering to Krishna, he is automatically freed. There is no need of strenuous effort to free oneself from sinful reactions. One should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all living deities. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him. So Prabhupada has clarified the answer basically. That is the answer. That one may have the remaining anartha also. He may be having this some one may not think thus one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to surrendering process. So that is not what Prabhupada is saying, until unless you become free of all the sins. Okay, so till then one does not have to wait. Okay, one can do the surrendering process even at the stage of anartha nivritti and before that also, because anarthas are still there. One should not think that, oh, whether actually I should be able to surrender or not, whether Krishna will protect me or not. So these things Prabhupada has clarified that they also are covered here. Okay, that's what I understood. Okay, does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, and one more thing. All these six sanghas, are those I mean, I think not sure if I have read it somewhere or heard it, but it is said that this kalpanya or the humility is the first thing which is needed. So is there any order to it, or those all are simultaneously automatically gets developed?
I don't know. I have not read anything that there is any order in this. But one thing I can say is that they all progress more and more. I mean, all the six limbs become more and more quantifiable as one progresses in bhakti. Okay, but the order thing I have not read or heard any from authentic sources. Yeah. So, but that is sure that these all humility and Atmanikshepa, Atmanivedanam principle, as well as understanding that Krishna is the protector. And the faith basically progresses more and more at the upside down pyramid we discussed. The faith increases more and more, like that. The humility and all the things increase more and more. So that is there in Shrimad Bhagavatam. Yatha yatha parimrijyate aso mat punya gatha shramana abhidhane तथा तथा पश्यति वस्तु सूक्ष्मं चक्षुर्यथैव अंजन संप्रयुक्तम. So he says yatha yatha parimrijyate aso mat punya gatha shravana abhidhane, by the abhidhan, by the process of mat punya gatha shravana, by hearing of my punya gatha, my leelas. Pashyati vastu shukshmam, one will be able to see the things more and more fine and progress in bhakti more and more. And also we have this that Bhakti Pareshanubhava Viraktir Anyatra Chaishatrik Ek Kalaha. All these things, Bhakti as well as Parisha Anubhava of the Lord, and Virakti and detachment from the material objects. All these things progresses as one practices Bhakti. So similarly, my understanding is that these six things progress one by one. Okay, and I don't know if there is any reference for any order of happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any question? Okay. So then we will discuss Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. Almost quite same as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, but quite points are elaborated here. So because this is a very important verse, we'll read this also. Yeah, somebody else can read. Has not read. Yes. Okay. Santosh, you want to read? Yeah.
How is it possible for men whose hearts are contaminated with unlimited sins in the form of ancient karmas to perform pure bhakti to you, as worship and respect are as described in the last verse? Unless those unlimited sins, being contrary to bhakti, are first destroyed by following prescribed dharma with atonements such as mortification of the body. Giving up completely (parityajya) in the very essence all dharmas along with prescriptions such as austerities to atone for past sins. Just surrender to me, the Lord of all, Krishna, who previously appeared in many forms such as Nrsimha and Rama, who is perceived through pure bhakti and who destroys all desires and even avidya, the cause of the conditioned jiva.
Hmm. Yeah. So Baldev Bhushan is saying, as Prabhupada explained, Prabhupada has followed Baldev Bhushan's commentary actually. So Prabhupada also said in this same line that, oh, yesham tu antagatam papam, one may think, oh, until unless I have actually become nullified of all the, sins by following the prescribed duties of Varna and Ashma system, till then I cannot actually take up to bhakti. One may think like that. And also in the verse Patram Pushpam, not that. This Yesha, no, what is that? Chipram bhavati dharmata shashvat santim nigacchati. What is the verse before that? Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. Sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasthito isah. That verse actually. There also same thing is brought. Oh, he is a sudurachari. Very, very sinful activities he is committing. Do you accept his food, water, all things offered? Krishna is being asked by the opponents. Krishna says, yes, I accept because he is Samyak Vyavasthito is he is practicing, is trying to practice bhakti sincerely, like that. Same thing. And here again, answer is given by Krishna that, yeah, don't worry, give up, giving up completely, parityajya, in their very essence, all dharmas. Okay, all the Varna, Ashrama principles, Nitya and Namittik karmas, and this is Karma Yoga. And then Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all these things. Give up, just surrender unto me. That's what Krishna is saying. And it's not that you have to surrender only to me. I have many other forms, Narsimha, Rama, and other forms. You can surrender to them. And it's the same Krishna actually, okay, in a different mood. So, who desires all who destroys all desires and even avidya in the condition jiva. Yeah, yeah, continue.
Render to me alone, Mahamekam, and not to others such as Shiva. I, the Lord of all, worthy subject of surrender, Aham, will free you who have surrendered, Tvam, from all past karmas, Sarva Papebhya. The Lord shows that mutual actions to be done by himself and the devotee. You should not lament, Ma Suchaha, thinking that it is impossible for you, with short lifespan, to perform difficult, extreme austerities, which will bring about the desired result of purification of the heart after a very long time. I have stated that in surrender to me, this is not required.
Hmm. Yeah, so he's saying, expanding on this, Mam Ekam. Okay, surrender to me alone, not to others, like Shiva. And Prabhupada also told the same thing. So I am the Lord of all, and I am worthy of surrender. Okay, so does that mean nobody should surrender to Shiva? Nobody should surrender to demigods? No, Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita only that those who have faith in demigods, they shall surrender to demigods, and I provide them the results through the demigods, like that, he says. Okay. So, yo yo yam yam tanum shraddham. So, they have faith, achalam shraddham, in some demigod. I only provide that faith, and I only provide the results of their worship, like that Krishna has himself said. So, here the instruction is for whom? Those who are practitioners of bhakti yoga. Okay, not for other people. Okay, so Sarvadharman Parityaja is not for all. Those who have faith in bhakti, for them. Okay, so that's why he is saying for these people, for those who are practitioner bhakti yoga, they should not surrender to others such as Shiva and all. Yeah, obviously, Shiva, Lord Shiva is a Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. He can be surrendered in the sense that one can pray to him as a Vaishnava and ask for devotion to Krishna like that. That is not a fault. But considering Shiva as the independent God is a offense for devotees. Okay, not those who are devotees of Shiva. For them, it is not offense. Okay, these offenses, these 10 offenses are only for those who are practitioner of Bhakti Yoga. Okay. For others, those who consider Shiva as the Supreme Lord, for them, Shiva will actually take them to his own abode, which is also eternal, Sadashiva. Yeah. The Lord shows the mutual actions to be done by himself and devotee, as I told previously. The first action item is for the devotee, Sarvadharman Parityaja, and Mamekam Sharanam Vaja. That is for the devotee part. And Krishna says, Aham Tvam Sarvapapya Moksheshyami. I will absolve you from all the sins. Yeah, so you should not lament. Yeah, and think that, oh, with such a short lifespan, whether practicing other things, it's not useful, like that Prabhupada also told, right? It's simply a waste of time. So I have stated that in surrender to me, that is not required. Hmm. Yeah, continue.
The Shrutis also say this. न कर्मणा न प्रज्ञा धाने धनेन त्यागेनिके मृतत्वम अनुषु. Not by prescribed duties or by progeny or wealth can one attain immortality. It is only gained by some through self-surrender. Mahanarayana Upanishad 86, Kaivalya Upanishad 3. The method of attaining the Lord is stated by such verses as this: Shraddha Bhakti Dhyan Yogad Avaiti. One knows the Lord by faith, bhakti, and meditation. Kaivalya Upanishad 2.
Yeah, yeah, continue.
Now, if you are a Sanishta Bhakta, you perform dharma for purification of the heart. If you are a Parinishta Bhakta, you perform dharmas to teach others. Performance of dharma is required for these types of bhakti. This is understood from the Shrutis. Tam etam ved anuvachnena brahmana vividishanti yajnena danena tapsa nashkena. The Brahmanas seek to know the Lord by the study of the Vedas, by sacrifice, by charity, by penance, and by observing vows of fasting. Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 4.4.22. Satyena labhyas tapasa hi esha atma. The Lord is attained by true knowledge arising from scriptures and constant celibacy. Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.5.
Hmm. Yeah. So now, if basically three types of devotee, this Baldev Vidyabhushan has explained in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. So, Sanistha Bhakta is that who is a Karma Yoga practitioner. Why is called Bhakta? Because he is having this Karma Mishra Bhakti, basically, we discussed last time. So, Karma Mishra Bhakti is having, so he is having part of the portion of practice as Bhakti Yoga. So, Sanistha Bhakta. So, they do the prescribed duties like Karma, Varna and Ashrama system, they follow strictly, and their Nitya and Naimitya karma they do strictly to purify their heart by the process of karma yoga. So understand the difference between Sanishta and Parinishta. Sanishta is they depend on karma yoga to purify their heart. Okay. And those who are Parinishthita Bhakta, they are practicing bhakti. But externally they do also Varna and Ashrama, they follow Varna and Ashrama. But they understand their purification of heart comes by bhakti. Anartha nivritti will happen by bhakti, not the practice of varna and ashrama. Okay, same thing here also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur had explained that you do the karma and the varna and ashrama system follow externally. Internally, you do because you are a Kshatriya. Don't fight because you are a Kshatriya, but fight because you are following my order. That is a subtle difference. Parinishthita Bhakta understands that his purification of heart will come by the path of bhakti. Anartha nivritti will happen by bhakti yoga. And Sanisthita Bhakta, who is a karma yogi, he understands my purification of heart will come by practicing nitya and namitik karmas. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, so performance of dharma is required for these types of bhakti. For both of them have to perform their dharma. What is the dharma of Sanisthita Bhakta? Karma yoga. What is the dharma of Parinishthita Bhakta? Bhakti yoga. Okay, they have to both do their dharma. Okay. Yeah, and also another meaning of dharma, if it is taken as performance of varna and ashma, then externally Parinishthita Bhakta does it. Why? To set example for others, as it is told. You perform dharmas to teach others. Okay, and Krishna gave the example like Janak Adayaha, he told in Bhagavad Gita, just like the Janak Maharaj did. He was a great devotee, but he performed this varna and ashma system he followed. Why? To teach others, like that. Okay. Yeah, this is understood from the Shruti. The reference is given. Yeah, okay. Continue.
There is another explanation of the words Mahasucha. You should not worry because of the sin incurred by giving up your prescribed duties. This explanation, however, is not acceptable since there is no sin for rejecting dharmas. The sannyasi renounces the fire sacrifice by the order of the Veda. Similarly, the surrendered soul renounces his prescribed duties by the order of the Lord, since they are unsuitable for him. Moreover, by not obeying this order of the Lord, a devotee will incur sin.
Yeah, same thing actually we saw Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also told, by not obeying the order of Lord or following the limbs of bhakti, actually a devotee will incur sin, not others. Okay, other path people or those who are karmis, like many times we read, na, that those who are not doing this bhakti system, bhakti yoga limbs, they are not following or not doing particular vrata like Ekadashi vrata or not doing Adhik Mas or not following Kartik vrata. All these people actually they are committing sin. Sometimes it is told in the Bhakti Yoga scriptures. So it is told only in Bhakti Yoga scriptures or like the instructions, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, all these are Visera Bhanda. Okay, these things are not told in the Karma Yoga scriptures or Jnana Yoga scriptures. They will never be told there. They will be told in Bhakti Yoga scriptures only. Why? Because people who are reading these books are qualified for Bhakti and they only will be able to accept this. Okay. Others will not be able to accept it. Okay. Others need to be inspired by some other material uh, things like, oh, somebody does this vrata, like Ekadashi vrata or this vrata, then they will get so much wealth in the next life, or so many other material benedictions we hear, right? But for us, it is like, yeah, that will give us help to attain prema. That is our goal. So this subtle thing has to be understood that a devotee will not incur sin by giving up the karma yoga path or the varna and ashma system. One will not incur sin, but he will surely incur sin if he does not do the limbs of bhakti, which he is qualified for. Okay, that we will see in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Maybe tomorrow we will discuss. Yeah, so this clarification is made by Baldev Vidyabhushan also, that somebody should not worry that he will incur sin by giving up prescribed duties if he has faith in bhakti. So, tyaktva swadharmam charnabhujam harer bhajan apakva atha pate tato hari. So, this is applicable only for those who are doing bhajan, because then only the bhajan can be immature. If somebody not doing bhajan, how will his bhajan be immature? Okay, so that should not be given to everyone and anyone. Yeah. Yeah. So explanation, however, is not acceptable since there is no sin for rejecting dharmas. Okay, the sannyasi also, those who are actually we studied the Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga practitioners, they have given up Karma Yoga. Actually, it was told in the beginning of this chapter, if you remember, we were discussing the difference between sannyas and tyag. And Krishna told the opinions of others, and Krishna told his own opinion, and he told actually what is the difference. We discussed there, those who are sannyasis, the Gyan Veda sannyasi or Karma sannyasi, they have actually uh, given up the karma, and it is not a sin for them. Why? Because they have purified their heart to the extent that it will not get contaminated if they have given up karma. Karma is done to purify heart. Their purification of heart already happened. The prescribed duties are done for purification of heart. That already happened. So they have to give it up now, like that. So that is explained. Yeah, continue.
One should not try to explain that this works to mean that one should not completely give up all dharmas, because there is sin involved in doing so. But one should rather just give up the results of the dharmas. This is not acceptable because there is no sin involved in not performing dharma in this process. Therefore, the meaning is that the surrendered soul should give up all dharmas completely at the root.
Yeah, this we discussed already earlier, that Nishkam karma is that one should give up the results and just stick to the work. That is Nishkam karma. Ma karma phal hetur bhuhu. Like that Krishna also told. So this is not the meaning here in this verse. By saying Sarv Dharman Parityajya, that is not the meaning. Because there is no sin in giving up results. There is sin in giving up duties for a karma yogi who is qualified for doing prescribed duties. If he gives up, that is a sin. Okay, so this explanation is wrong, that giving up the results is a sin. That should not be accepted. That is the meaning. Okay, continue.
Nor should one argue that a person must perform his prescribed dharma based upon that reasoning that everyone must act. Nahi kaschit kshanam api. This rule does not apply because following that rule, the surrendered soul, the surrendered person is absorbed in worship of the Lord, which is also action. Moreover, just as the practice of dharmas for the Sanishta Bhakta culminates in realization of Atma, and the practice of dharmas for Parinishta Bhakta culminates in realization of Paramatma, so the practice of surrender alone, not practicing dharmas, for the surrendered soul culminates in purity.
Same thing, yeah. So one should not also say that one or argue that a person must perform his prescribed dharma based upon reasoning that yeah, some activity has to be done by everybody, na. Nahi kaschit chanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Krishna himself told that nobody can sit without doing any activity for even a moment. So these people also, those who are saying that Bhakti Yoga, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, give up all Varna and Ashrama, Karma Yoga, everything give up, can they sit quietly? So in reply, Baldev Vidyabhushan is saying, no, no, they are not sitting quietly. They are doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam. There are so many limbs to perform in Bhakti. These are also activities, na? That they will do like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, same references actually we saw in Baldevidya, Srila Vishwanath Thakur's, the same verses actually. The first one is same. Yeah, second one. Yeah, just read the translation of second one.
A learned transcendentalist dedicated to the cultivation of knowledge and thus detached from external objects, or my devotee who is detached even from desires for liberation, both neglect those duties based on external rituals or paraphernalia. Thus, their conduct is beyond the range of rules and regulations. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:18.
Yeah, so again, same section, Krishna's instruction to Uddhava. He says, Mad Bhakto va anapekshaha. Those who are my devotee, it's not expected. Apeksha means to expect something. And anapeksha, it's not expected. Okay. Like that. For them, it's not expected that they will do the nitya karma, naimittik karma. Okay, I don't expect that from them. And previous verse already we discussed. Do your karmani. Till then, na nirvidyate yavata. Until unless you have gained satiation from karma. At the same time, second qualification is you should have gained faith in mat katha shravana adav. The limbs like shravanam, kirtanam, etc. Shraddha yavana jayate. If you have gained faith or also had satiation from material duties, then you can give up the duties. Karmani, purvita, tavat, you should give up like that. Okay. Yeah, please read this.
Hmm. This surrender, also called Sharanagati, has 6 elements. Anukulasya Sankalpa Pratikulasya Vardhana Rachashyati Vishwaso Gopatritve Varnam Vadanam Tata Atmanikshepa Karpanya Sadveda Sharanagati. Surrender has 6 factors, accepting what is favorable, rejecting what is unfavorable, having faith that the Lord will protect one, accepting dependence on the Lord. Note: Jiva Goswami explains in Bhakti Sandarbha 236 that Gopatritva Varnam, accepting the Lord as master, is the very definition of surrender and is therefore the main item. All other five items are its assistants. Atmanikshepa means to have no independence from the Lord. Whatever he orders, I do. Karpanya means complete humility. No one is more merciful than you, and no one is more fallen than I. On the other hand, Vedanta Shikan takes Atmanikshepa, placing responsibility for one maintenance in the Lord as the main item. Gopatritva Varnam is praying for protection, which is similar to Rakshasyati Vishwasa, faith that the Lord will protect one. Karpanya is feeling hopeless and incapable, and therefore with humility surrendering to the Lord, placing oneself fully to the Lord and meekness. Vayu Puran.
Yeah, so these we discussed already. Yeah, continue.
Actions pleasing to the Lord that are prescribed by the scriptures are called anukulya or favorable. Opposite actions displeasing to the Lord, not prescribed by the scriptures, are called pratikulya or unfavorable. Atmanikshepa means to place responsibility for one's maintenance in the object of surrender, the Lord. Karpanya means not bold. Sometimes the line reads Nikshepanam Akarpanyam. In that case, Akarpanya means not showing one's miserable position to others. The rest is clear.
Yeah, so Baldev Devashan, little more explanation of this verse. So very important, Anukulya means what? It has this very important factor that actions pleasing to the Lord. Okay, that are prescribed by scriptures. Which scriptures? Scriptures of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, like Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, these scriptures. Okay, so that is the criteria for understanding which is Anukul for me. Is it pleasing to the Lord? Okay. He says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. So that is pleasing to the Lord. That we should do. That we should accept as favorable for us. Sometimes we may not like it, what Krishna says to do for a devotee. Okay. Like he is saying, surrender to me. We may not like. So that liking or disliking is not the criteria. What is the criteria? Is it pleasing to the Lord or it's not pleasing to the Lord? That is the criteria. Okay. Other things are told here. Yeah. Okay. Any questions on what we discussed now?
Hare Krishna. This is not a question.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, before we have heard this Sarva Dharman Parityaja many times, but
Mhm.
I mean, some say various times, various purports. I mean, not
Yeah.
purports, but various
Explanations.
explanations.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
from you and from the commentaries, that is very clear. I mean, if I'm not understanding wrong, so the
Mhm.
meaning is not just results, not the whole this nitya naimittik. So Krishna wants us to abandon everything, but if
Yeah.
we are doing it, it is for the I mean, that is the set example kind of that
Hmm.
you explained.
Correct.
So that is
Yeah.
the right understanding, Prabhuji, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. That is the understanding. Yes. Yeah. Krishna also told Arjuna fight because it's my instruction. And Arjuna also told Karishye Vachanam Tava. I will fight because you are saying, not because he was a Kshatriya. Otherwise, what is the meaning of giving up all dharma for him? He still continued fighting. He still continued being a family man. He did not take up sannyas. After the fight, it's not that he took up sannyas, went to the forest. He still was living in a family. So what did he give up actually? He gave up the mentality that I am doing it as a Kshatriya. I am doing it because Krishna is saying. That's what is a paradigm shift in the consciousness of a follower of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is already a devotee. Yeah. That's what, yeah. Mm.
So Prabhuji, sometimes here we should not do it with attachment, so that is even
Mm.
not the right understanding
Attachment in what?
to the results.
Results means results of Bhakti Yoga or what?
No. Sarvadharman Parityaja, they say
Hmm.
that the action shouldn't be done with the attachment to the results. So that is also wrong, right?
That is also wrong, because that there is no sin in giving up the attachment to results. There is sin in giving up the actions. Yeah,
Okay,
that also both acharyas clarified that. Yeah,
understood. Thank you,
yeah.
Prabhuji.
Okay, any other questions anybody has? Any comments? Okay, so tomorrow we will try to do this next section then, 67 to 71, and then 72 ahead. Whom not to preach Bhagavad Gita, and also Krishna's and Arjuna's realizations, like that. Yeah, and yeah, what we discussed today, like corollary section of that from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that clarifying more on this Varnashrama principles, and giving up Nitya Naimittika Dharma for devotee. And another thing which was told, that devotee not doing the limbs of bhakti is sinful. What is the reference for that? So that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami has given. So that part we will discuss, and then this another part is very small, and then we will complete the 18th chapter tomorrow. Okay, and then subsequently we will have the closed book, open book, and the sloka tests. Okay. Okay, so we'll pause here and continue tomorrow. Okay.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, if we finish it tomorrow, approximately when will be the exam, Prabhuji?
Same,
Any plans?
we'll have one week gap for each.
Because Prabhuji, we are going to Mayapur Dham from 5th of June to 15th of June. So we both will not be there, Prabhuji.
Oh, yeah. So anything like that, personally, we will discuss,
Okay.
and then we can adjust the dates accordingly.
Okay, just
Okay.
wanted to let you know, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada की जय, श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय, श्रीला बलदेव विद्याभूषण की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.